Hello guys, welcome back to the channel, or welcome to the channel. Hope you're doing really well. We are back with another episode of Severance. This is episode 6 of season 1, called Hide and Seek. One thing I like to liken this show to is it's like a mixture between, and I mentioned in the last episode, it reminds me of a mixture between The Twilight Zone and Black Mirror, as if those two shows had a baby, and it's this. It's got such an incredible story, it's got great cinematography, and it's just got this eerie mystery about it that you just don't know what's going on. For the entire time you're potentially thinking it's one thing, and then bam, it flips around and it's actually something completely different, which is very much a Twilight Zone / Black Mirror thing. If you want to see the full uncut reactions to this or any other episodes or anything else that I watched, then feel free to check those out over on the Patreon page or as a YouTube member as well. But without further ado, this is episode 6 of season 1 of Severance. Who is that? Oh wait, is that Mrs. Selvig? Okay. Why are you putting that chip on your necklace? It's like an achievement thing? That's weird. Why do you live in a cell? Wait.
We ran the data from Kilmer's head like you asked. We found the signature from the console they used to hack the chip.
Whose was it?
Ours. Traceable to Ragabi.
Oh, it's from within the building.
She cracked reintegration.
Ragabi. Have we seen that character? Why did she live like she's from the 18th century? Benevolence.
Tame in me the tempers for, that I may serve thee evermore. Place in me the values 9, that I may feel thy touch divine.
Charlotte. Is she Charlotte? His great-granddaughter or something? Or daughter? Or... Do you know what I mean? Is she related to Keir? Was it Keir? I've kind of thought, or maybe she was linked in some way through family or something, but wasn't sure. I want to know who this is. Who is calling him? The bin. Oh. I like these two.
I come here, just me. I want to show it to you. It's beautiful.
It's beautiful. Yeah.
To be just for us, our secret place.
Oh.
Finally. What I mean to say is that your O&D colleagues are very nice, but they're also always around.
Yes.
Is this okay? The Lumon manual doesn't say anything about lip-to-lip contact.
It does discourage romantic
Relationships.
fraternization.
This can't be romantic, though.
What does it say? Experimenting. Where's the romance?
Not romantic at all.
I'm truly sorry.
What for?
I'm just not ready. I'm sorry.
It's fine.
You've still got each other.
Just stay here with me.
Oh, yeah, it's the neighbour, yeah. Alright. Who's the man, though? Mysterious.
Looks like we both made it through.
Oh, hello.
Devin, from the retreat. I accosted you for your coffee. Oh, he's beautiful. He looks like a William.
His name's Bradley, actually.
Oh.
Not William? You changed it?
Yeah.
Leave the juice boxes in the car.
We must have, yeah.
Hi, Angelo Arteta.
Hi.
You two know each other?
Where have I seen him before?
We met at the Burling Cottages.
Nice to meet you too, Devin.
As in within the show.
Wow, Kazal.
We should go.
Bye.
Bye, you guys.
I was wondering if he worked in the Severance building.
What in the f***ity Sorry.
I like her, and I feel like she's gonna crack open everything that's happening from the outside.
What does camaraderie mean? Most linguists agree it comes from the Latin camera. The best photographs are of groups of happy friends who love each other deeply. But I think camaraderie is more than smiling together in photos. It's standing together in hard times, a common struggle in another person, and reaching out to offer them a loving hand.
Like Helly. Look, he's thinking about reaching out to Helly in this time of need.
We should return to O&D immediately, uniting the departments, the way Kier always intended.
Maybe his ghost can officiate your wedding.
You said they were making things?
Yes, we didn't ask what.
The clubs they murder those goats with.
Shut up.
I thought it was the paintings.
What if we go on another mental health walk?
Find more rooms.
We still have a lot of work to do, so...
Do more work first.
The work is mysterious and important.
That's good. That sounds just like me.
I know.
She's been practicing.
Back to work, slackers. Praise Kier.
He kind of likes her, doesn't he?
Fraternizing too?
Yeah.
What? No.
He's got a
A
little...
leader who cares about his employees.
I think it's more friends. There's a little something.
Look at you, all dewy-mouthed. You never smile at me.
Sparing with the facial encouragement.
They smile all the time.
Hey there. What are you all talking about?
Hi.
Miss Casey?
Miss Casey.
Miss
yes.
Casey?
Yeah.
Wait, where is she?
Part-time innies, sophisticated as yourself. They still must be held accountable. Miss Casey was told to supervise.
I snuck Helly out. And if anyone should be in the break room, it's me.
Miss Casey's in the break room?
Who won't you go to the break room for? She's just a wellness counselor, Mark.
I thought Helly needed a walk.
Just a walk.
Yeah.
She's got the CCTV. Yeah.
While your department falls below quota.
She almost died.
Not your job.
So what is my job?
Are you really asking me that?
To manage the department.
What is it we actually do here?
We serve here, you child! And until you get that through your mildewed little brain, hallway privileges are revoked. So get your little ass back to your desk and stay there until you're told to move.
Oh my god. I did not. That gave me a heart attack. I didn't expect it to do that.
And I think I wore this nice-ass shirt for her today.
Picked that shirt this morning, you didn't know she existed.
Well, maybe love transcends severance.
You think so?
No. What about you and Mark?
What?
Baby goats?
Why are you saying it like that?
Well,
There was something together?
That baby goats is
Euphemism or something?
code for sex with Mark S? Wow.
is baby goats code for sex with Mark S?
Yes. Just say yeah, as a joke.
Goats. Why would we call it that?
Yeah, I believe you.
We're not allowed in the outer hallways till we hit quota. No more interdepartmental visits!
Why are you yelling at him? I know he's saying about that, but I was breaking his heart.
I'm sorry, Mark. It's my fault.
No.
Which way did you say it was to O&D?
Okay. Because he's had enough of it. He's like, we're doing it.
I'm on it.
What's he going to do to stop him? Alright. Oh, what is it they're making? Oh, look, a cowbell. It's a watering can. What?
This is more people than I've ever seen.
Same.
Wait, are they making reality? I did say something similar.
You are welcome here, much as I hope all of us will be welcome to visit you. You must have some questions for them.
What are you doing would be the answer.
So it's called macro data refinement?
Oh, are they 3D printing?
What do you refine?
Is that a watering can?
Yeah.
We think it might be supplies for the executive wing upstairs. Last week's outfit had more of an aggressive feel.
Hatchets weren't aggressive.
Hatchets?
Trying to figure out how it all fits together. We found a department that's raising baby goats.
Raising baby goats.
Sounds stupid, I know.
There is a lot unknown. Keep plugging along. It's important work.
Everything we do here is important.
Why'd you have that drummed into your brain,
It's important
though?
because it actually is or because you're saying it is?
Yeah. It's like it's been drummed into his brain.
We should work together on this.
Together, doing what exactly?
Figuring out what's going on.
Why there are goats.
Why you're making watering cans.
How big this place is. How many of us there are.
Yeah, I think they're 3D printers. Could be wrong.
Why won't they tell us what we're doing here? What are they so afraid of? If the Egan philosophy is illumination above all.
Illumination beyond all.
Why doesn't that include us?
Yeah, why you're not illuminating them on what's going on.
Working in the dark.
Like mushrooms. Fed BS.
That was poetic as man.
Mark is right.
He is?
He is. Kier would want us to feel the warm embrace of knowledge and truth. That way we could be true partners in his teachings. As the two...
What's he gonna find?
Mark and I should make contact. We could each bring one aide de camp.
Oh. Hi. Can't all go to the break room.
Not children, Mr. Milchick. We didn't do anything wrong.
You tell him, Mark. Okay.
Kier, chosen one, Kier. key, brilliant one.
She's crazy.
Through the torment, through the rain, knowledge show no fear.
God, those eyes. Devilish.
One key.
I love her as an actor. She's so damn good.
I trusted you, and you abused that trust. Your inefficiency and free-range chicken roaming is ultimately your responsibility.
Oh, kept in coops, like a chicken. Kind of like what they are.
Escort him to the break room.
What? Oh, they're just punishing him. Okay, good. Not that they're punishing him, but only him, I think. Unless they're doing one by one. Run, Mark, run. This room is just like torture.
I'm sorry.
What did he have done?
What happened to your hand?
Apparently, I jammed my hand at work replenishing a water cooler.
What did they do? They read the lines, but what did they do with the hand? I can't remember.
Good with water, thank you.
I did talk on the phone with your sister. I don't know how much he tells you.
Latching difficulties, maybe too aware.
She just wanted the names of some lactation consultant.
It's probably good to get an expert opinion, someone other than
Rickon.
Who knows all, apparently.
Did you ever think about having kids?
Ooh.
With Gemma?
In general?
Yes.
Not just with Gemma?
And we tried for a little while. Wasn't really working. We talked about adopting at one point. Okay, this is the life you've been given. That's another life. You don't get that one. Do something with this.
Yeah, but you just make you happy no matter what. But I think it's true though. You just be happy with how you are.
Is it weird that I'm talking about her right now?
No, I think it's also healthy.
It's healthy to talk about previous relationships as well. Helps you to understand the person.
I haven't walked out on you yet.
She'd want me to get off my ass. And sometimes I think she's not worried about me at all. She's just pissed that she's dead. Sorry, I know this doesn't totally make sense.
She's a part of you.
Part of the history.
Separate yourself.
Oh, no, but you can. This exciting new procedure.
Called Severance. She's the wife of the senator? That was the senator? He was a mayor, I think. Yes, they senator becomes leading figure in Severance debate.
Love?
Yeah.
Was he like a leading figure? Like one of the higher ups of Severance?
She's here.
What?
You must be Devin.
No.
Devin, this is Mrs. Selvig.
Hi. Yeah, and you're Mark's neighbor. I went giddy when Mark mentioned you.
He didn't say that. Not to you, at least, I don't think.
Hello, little
Did he?
Eleanor. We should talk about different nursing positions. Oh,
I'm so on edge. When he said she was coming in, I was like, it's not her, is it?
We are talking to a few candidates.
Oh, I don't trust her. She's got a very strange way about her. Everyone will see it as caring, though. What is that tune? Because she was humming the tune from the soundtrack. Does it mean something?
Dylan.
He's not even in the lift.
When
What?
you're at home, I need to know where you put it. The ideographic card you took from OND. I saw the footage of you taking it. Did you smuggle it out? Is it here?
Oh yeah, because it doesn't have words on it.
You have no idea how sensitive this information
I
is.
put it in the bathroom. I didn't even know what it was.
Daddy! Daddy!
Uh-oh. Oh, he doesn't know. He's got kids
We
or anything.
told you.
Oh.
Is that my kid?
End it.
What? They can just... What the hell? Oh, I've got so many questions. Why is Mrs. Selvig the new midwife lady? Why is she trying to keep an eye on the family? Because of Mark?
That's June. Should we go to this?
Yeah, spontaneous.
Well, it's this band. I kind of know one of them.
Oh, it's what's his name's daughter, I think. Petey's daughter.
I am feeling very old right now.
Totally fair. Hey, everybody loves a bit of rock music though. This is different, a lot heavier. Is that her? I think. Wait. I hate you, Lumen. You took my first love. Oh, he's in the wrong place. But a great place. Because Lumen took her dad away as well, yeah. Just don't get in trouble for being there, mate. Like a riot against Lumen.
Hey, I'm
The guy from work.
how are you holding up? This is my friend.
You guys are really good. Are we? I'm pretty sure we suck.
I think you're pretty cool.
Right, what you know. right?
Your dad would have really liked it, I bet.
Oh, he would have loved it.
How the f would you even know that?
Come on, tell her. Just a little bit.
She's the daughter of someone I worked with, died. Difficult to piece together.
There's that shot set up again, like in the office building. Why is he coming to his door out of work hours? Oh, out at her door, right.
I got a tip from a campus cop. What the f are you wearing?
I was doing some private research.
What's that a euphemism for? Someone's holed up in one of Gance's old lab building. Probably is Rakabi.
Yeah, the person who puts the minds back together.
Let me know when you have her.
You're like a nurse or something?
Bye-bye. There's so many little things in this show that are like fragments of information. PT phone, yeah. I can just see what's her name waking up, like Mrs. Selvig waking up. What are you doing in the bins? Wait, it's immediately ringing? Who is that? Oh, is it the lady from the building that they just found out about?
Who is this?
A friend of Petey's.
Who are you?
Are you there?
Is this Mark Scout?
Wait,
What did he tell you before he died?
her voice sounds familiar.
I want to understand.
Kind of reminds me of the midwife's voice.
Can you meet me now?
What? Oh, they're going to install doors or something. So they have to scan in and out and then they can lock it. Confusing why they don't have doors in the first place. Like, if they want to keep them in a certain place, why didn't they? Yeah, I have a key card now to get in and out. Oh no. That's the boss guy, isn't it? The one that went to Mrs. Selvig's door. Oh god. Oh, unless they're going to do it so they can turn them on and off in the room itself.
Are you alone?
Yeah, it's just me.
Who is that?
I used to teach at this school.
I know.
Creepy.
Who are you?
Come with me.
I don't know if I'd just be following strangers in the dark. I actually don't know what to say after that episode because it felt like I was wanting more. I expected it to go somewhere else at the end. I'm intrigued. So that lady, I believe at the end, is the lady from the place that puts the brains back together. I think she's the lady that they kept mentioning about because she knows his name. Yeah, she was reaching out to Petey's phone, but I do feel like she was after him as well, or knew of him and wanted to get hold of him as well, especially because he now knows information. Also, the guy coming to I didn't even know that was a thing, coming out of the workplace, being able to switch on and off the severed brain thing. How is that possible? They basically are, because I thought it was something within the lift shaft within the building itself that caused the Severance brain thing to switch over, but it's not. They've got like a manual override thing that they can just switch people on and off. I presume it's certain people they can switch on and off, not just everybody at once, because everybody else would have known about it as well. That must have been so weird, because suddenly he would have been in the lift, having got into the lift at the end of the day, and before he goes to then go and get out of the lift, suddenly he's at home or in this strange place full of clothes. And he's like, wait, am I at home? And then he finds out he has a kid as well, which I'm fairly sure he didn't know before from the way he was acting. And then suddenly, boom, he'd be back in the workplace again. That's so weird. But how dare he come into his home, obviously giving him different context as to why he was there, maintenance work or something. I don't know. I like that Ellie and Mark are getting closer now. I think that's mainly since what happened to her. But they're putting doors on the office, and that's obviously to try and trap them in there. But again, I feel like the whole hamster thing that I was saying about before, kind of like being similar to hamsters, where they're trapped in this maze of rooms and they're just being made to work in this room instead of like traversing the corridors between the rooms. I don't know, it just feels very strange. I mean, yes, most office buildings have doors, but you can get in and out of the doors quite easily, or there's manual overrides, etc. It's creepy that they're locking them in there though. What was with the room as well? The room with the, what I'm going to call 3D printers? Was that what they were doing? Was it they were 3D printing objects? But why were they 3D printing, or why were they creating what looked to be only watering cans. I thought maybe it was they were trying to master the replication process. Here's the main one. This is what all of these machines need to try and replicate exactly. And then once that's done, we're nailing the process of detailing stuff. Like almost training an AI where you need to get it better and better and better to become a good AI. Even though I can't stand AI, but still I feel like it's kind of similar to that with the training process. But why are they doing that? And also, what was the cards thing about? Because the guy went to his house to try and find out where the card was. Obviously he left it in the building in the end. I think mainly because he couldn't take it out of work. But the card looked like it was self-defense techniques or something. Maybe it wasn't, but it was in the department itself. Maybe they're only to know what they are. What was it? Did it mean something different to what we could see? I am so intrigued, so lost, because I want to talk about it, but I don't know what it is. I feel like I might be missing something, and there might be something that I've just not seen yet, and that there's probably answers to things, or maybe I'm just overthinking it. Maybe things aren't as deep as I think they're going to be, and I'm overthinking things, but I feel like that's half the fun with a show like this, is to slightly overthink it and to try and figure out for yourself what the mystery is. Again, another episode where they nail the cinematography, and yeah, okay, not all shots stand out, but not all shots of any cinematography stand out. And also, I have to say, some of that cinematography in there was stellar again, and they really hit the nail on the head when it comes to portraying emotions and a lot of other things within their shots. They either make you feel a certain way, or it makes you know what the character is thinking. I wanted to look back through the details in the episode about the Arteta family? You know, the husband and the wife that the sister met at the retreat place. And what's really interesting is in the article, obviously it goes too quickly to be able to read the full thing, and it probably means nothing, but apparently the family home is further upended by what Gabriella calls a frequently traumatic renovation of their kitchen. Like, why does your kitchen keep being renovated? It's probably nothing, but it just seems odd to me. It says Gabriella mused as she walked through the skeletal unfinished walls, additions, and piles of insulation. And that made me think of Mrs. Selvig's bedroom area. It looked like a cell because it was just the bare foundational bricks on the wall, I believe. So maybe she just lived in the basement with what looks like the skeletal walls, like before you put any insulation into the wall or boarding on the wall. It looks like that, which is weird that it says it here. And in this specific episode, we also saw Mrs. Selvig's home and that section of it. Yeah, it's so strange with Mrs. Selvig because I'm looking at the bedroom scene again. She's even got the tiny mirrors that you would get in like a cell. And from what I can see, so the School for Girls was founded in 1952 and it's Myrtle Egan School for Girls. And I believe the name is Charlotte Cobell. And that's a hospital band with what looks like potentially breathing equipment around it. And so I'm wondering if she is Charlotte, supposedly. I don't know whether or not that will actually ever get answered. Also, why is Mrs. Selvig? I had a feeling when he was saying, oh, here she comes, and we just didn't see or know of who was coming into the room. And it's been the second time now, I believe it's only the second time, where we've heard or seen of Mrs. Selvig. We don't even need to know that it's her, and it just, the air feels odd. And it happened in the first episode, right at the very end, we heard her voice. We didn't see her up until the point of the end of the conversation, and then boom, it transfers to her, and we see that it is her, Mark's boss, that is actually the neighbour. And in this, there was that slight hesitation, that slight delay to show us who was coming, and then we get the slow pan over to it being Mrs. Selvig, and I am just not sure what she is doing, why she was looking after the baby, because the baby has nothing to do with Mark. The mum of the baby is Mark's sister, so is she doing it to kind of keep an eye on her, to keep an eye on the family? Because that was the whole thing with the book as well. So I feel like that was a bit of a sloppy move as well, by the way. I don't think I ever mentioned that. The fact that they left the book just lying around, and you know, they watched them with the cameras. They were able to take the book, and Mark was able to take the book and read it, and nothing was ever said. And I'm presuming that they would have known because it was on camera. Every room is monitored by cameras.
I love this episode. As in the episode of the podcast. Now, obviously, I love the episode of the show itself, but the episode of the podcast, it's with the editor. with the video editor. That's what I do. So I love this one. And Geoff is such a great, anyone that knows the other stuff that I do as well, it's hilarious that his name is Geoff. It's great, the in-depth conversation. They need to do this kind of thing with other shows, but it's so great that they've done this with this show, that you get to hear the editor's perspective.
Could you explain to people what it is, what your responsibilities as an editor are, for people who don't know how it works in putting together a show?
I mean, basically, it's sort of like the last step in the storytelling process, where we're taking the writing, the performances, the camera work, the lighting, the sound effects, the music, and kind of like putting it all together so that the story unfolds in the best way possible. That's sort of the simple version, but then there's like there's sort of like the side of editing that's hard to describe even like while you're doing it, which is the effect of like putting shots together in a certain order with a certain rhythm, or putting scenes in a certain order that creates a feeling that was never there before. And that's the process. It's sort of like finding the best way to put these performances and these scenes in an order that creates the feeling that you're going for, so that you're invested with the characters and that you're feeling what they're feeling and you're absorbed in the world of the story.
Yeah, so you're either creating something that wasn't there or replicating something that was there and making sure it feels how you guys want it to feel and look and everything. It's taking everything, gathering it, and turning it into one thing, essentially.
Yeah, I mean, and that's a big part of the thing, is like you read something on the page and you feel something when you're reading it, and then you put it up on screen in a certain way and it just doesn't have the feeling that you want. So a big part of the process is discovering the ways to cut it so that it brings out the feeling that you're trying to go for. And some of that is trial and error, and like it's sort of this weird, mysterious effect of juxtaposing shots or scenes in a certain way that just creates a spark or a feeling that you just can't always predict. So that's the fun part of the process.
It goes to show all of the different points that I always say to myself from an editor's perspective, from myself being an editor. It's so interesting to hear it from another perspective that is also an editor. Because for me, for instance, when I do the videos for the channel, that not just editing for that, I do other editing as well. But for instance, when I do the video editing for the channel, I take into account the entire story of said thing that I'm editing, and I take into account my own thoughts. So as I'm going along, I sort of choose what I show and what I don't show, because obviously because of copyright, I can't show every single thing. And if you don't know, I don't only watch TV shows, I also watch films. And the reason why I always reference editors, and for the life of me, I did not know the editor's name for Severance. Geoff Richman. You're an absolute star, and your work is perfection. And yeah, his thoughts completely correlate to everything I've been thinking while I've been watching this show, going, oh my God, I love that sequence, the way it brings out such an emotion, blah, blah, blah. The quick shots of something that apparently some of the time when they've done quick shots of things, it's because they quite often, this is what I do when I filmmake as well, they quite often get more than enough shots. They'll overshoot stuff. They'll shoot things over and over and over again from different angles and different perspectives, and get random shots just in case maybe the editor wants to include Mark opening the door, for instance. And he said this is something that happens. This is something that could happen if they don't get enough. They could go to the editing room, and then the editor sort of will message and go, did you by any chance get a shot of Mark opening the door, blah, blah, blah. And then they can go, oh, okay, we'll reshoot that and we'll get a shot of Mark opening the door. The editor rightfully says exactly what I said when I was watching it. What are they building, an army or something? It feels very, very militant. It does. I was thinking they're going to start making weapons, like more than just hatchets, but maybe they have already. I mean, who knows with that painting that was found. But yeah, incredibly interesting episode so far, because it's great hearing it from the point of view of the editor, because it's how he's pieced together. Like apparently they tried putting music to the scene where they walk down the corridor, that none of it would fit. None of the music that they chose fit with that moment. So they went back, and the editor is on good terms with, like, they talk a lot. Him and the music. Is it the music designer? The music person who does the music. Apologies that I've forgotten their name.
Teddy and Geoff have been working together for, 5 years on the show now too. So they really have a great shorthand and way of Teddy being able to deliver music and Geoff being able to sort of separate out some of the tracks. They're called stems. And he can use like maybe just one element or take out, maybe like the low end sound, or there's like some sort of other instrument that he can experiment with to create a feeling.
And by the way, I think there's another editor working on the show as well, because they mentioned something about Eric or Erica. The way he says it sounds like Erica. So it might have just been a breath that he said after the Eric. There's a Cobell scene where I think they're talking on the phone or something, or she's in the basement. Oh, and it's interesting that remember I said, I didn't think her house looked like that. I thought it looked different to that. I thought she had a more normal house, but apparently she's in the basement. All of that stuff is in the basement. And my brain did not twig that she was in the basement. I just thought she'd ripped out the guts from the house, or it was just a front to the house. And the inside was very bare bones.
We learn that she's living in the basement and in a very austere sort of kind of a 50s military hospital-like bed. And we see this shrine, the shrine to Keir, which, this was fun because a lot of fans have really pulled out the specifics of what's in this shrine. And this was Kat Miller, our props master, and at the time, also Geoff Mann was involved in this in terms of creating what this would be and what information we would give the audience, not really knowing that people would delve so deeply into this, but, kind of hoping people would. But some of the things that are in the shrine, Adam?
Yeah, there's a bunch of stuff. There is a portrait of Keir. There is a canister of Lumon Industries topical salve. There's a photo of a young Cobell outside the Myrtle Egan School for Girls. There are framed awards that Cobell won for being the, quote, most observant and for best use of mealtime condiments. A tube that says Charlotte Cobell, date of birth 3/17/44. A model of a building, an old Lumon poster that's a visual depiction of work-life balance that also says, imagine yourself as a seesaw. Do not allow yourself to snap between the weight of your stressful and unbalanced life.
Isn't that something you say to her in that first episode, Adam?
Yeah, I say...
When you're doing the intake with her?
I'm trying to get back on track with Helly, and I say, imagine yourself as a seesaw, and then she grabs the book away from me.
Right, yeah.
So this is all really interesting. The tube, I think it's a tube, like a breathing tube, but then kind of wrapped around it is a hospital bracelet that says Charlotte Cobell, DOB 3/17/44. So we don't know exactly who this is, although obviously they have the same surname as Harmony.
Yep, yeah. There's some interesting little tidbits in that shrine, and you get the sense that this is, her private space where she prays and where she kind of meditates on her connection to Keir. And at the same time as we're seeing all of that, we're also getting this call from Grainer, who's letting her know that he's tracked the chip to Ragabi. And then, we're sort of kicked off into the episode. I mean, I feel like Cobell's secret life or her personal life is something that to me, it's always interesting, what her actual home life is. Why is she being Mrs. Selvig? And it's something that we don't ever really give too many clear answers to. I think it's important, though, that you know that what she's doing is obviously something that's like her own mission. And I think we get the feeling that she's kind of doing this outside of what, her actual official duties are.
So it does seem like she's living down in this space, right? Does that mean that everything up above is somewhat of a model home, just somewhat of a performance as Selvig, and this is her real living space?
That was my feeling, is that this is sort of an interesting reveal that she's kind of created this very almost ascetic, simple, kind of almost monk-like situation down there. Obviously, we've seen the kitchen upstairs, which is a mess. So she's not really.
That's right.
I think like, why would she be living alone in that townhouse in the basement? Other than that's where she feels most comfortable.
Yeah.
And I think we're trying to, tell the audience something about her inner life and her private sort of devotion to Keir and to Lumon in a way too. I mean, it's Lumon and Keir are kind of connected, but I think that's also a question that comes up during the season is, her devotion to Keir versus her devotion to the company or her loyalty to the company, which is an interesting question that we're always thinking about.
And apparently, that little girl picture is Miss Cabell. That is Harmony. Whereas the hospital bands are not hers. We don't know who at this point in the, in the show, whose those are. They're Charlotte Cabell, but that isn't her, as far as I know. That's what they, that's what they were saying. It did seem like there was a lot of stuff they were trying to hide. So obviously we don't know now at the moment still who Charlotte Cabell is. Well, if we do, I don't remember it. It felt like they were trying to hide stuff because Adam started saying, I think I may have called him Mark earlier, but Adam starts saying about the Charlotte picture, the Charlotte name tag, etc. And then Ben Stiller he speaks roughly around it, but then he goes off the subject and just moves away from it, which I thought was funny. But yeah, super interesting episode. This one is my favorite. I think one of my favorite, I should say, because the one with the lady who plays Devon, Jen Tulloch. Now starting to remember their names, which is good. But that was a very good podcast episode as well. But I think she's a great actor in herself, so that's probably why I really like that episode.
And that I remember us trying lots of different combinations in that sequence of scenes up through the kitchenette scene, because the Burton Irving scene you actually used to fall later in the episode, and just sort of figuring out a way to kind of enter the story as like this creepy moment with Cobell, and then we have to sort of we had to reconnect with the phone story thread, and then sort of feeling like we're just starting the day. And so we pulled up Burton Irving early because it just sort of felt like an early meeting. And then once we're in the kitchenette, that kind of like kicks us off on this very straight line of where's Miss Casey to the confrontation with Cobell and all that comes after it. And so putting Burton Irving earlier kind of served a couple purposes, both tonally and just sort of like what it provided for the other scenes.
Yeah.
I mean, don't forget the Cobell scene used to be the end of episode 5, actually.
Oh,
right.
That's right.
Yeah. And we had such a great moment in the O&D with Dylan and Irving arriving there that became the end of the episode. And that bumped Cobell to the next episode, which when you watch it now, it's like, oh, obviously, it's such a great, creepy, cold open. But that was not the original placement of that scene.
That's right.
That's right. And that's something that we do quite often, reorder scenes sometimes, or sometimes take a scene from one episode and maybe put it into another. I mean, it doesn't happen a lot, and it's never really the plan, but that is part of this process of telling a whole story over the course of a season. And it's, again, coming back to that thing of even if something on the page seems like, okay, that's the end, that's the cliffhanger to the next episode. If it doesn't quite feel right, we have that ability, especially since we're editing all the episodes before we put the whole thing out, that we can still look at everything as a whole and go, wait a minute, it feels like in 5 and 6 here that we're missing something to draw people to the next episode, or there's too much information here. So, that's something that you have to feel free to try and do. And I had not thought about that too, but I remember that was a big deal for us.
The piece of music, so when they were walking down the corridor, they tried choosing a piece of music for that scene, but nothing worked. So they reached out to the guy who does the music and got him to create a whole new piece of music just for that moment in the show. Phenomenal.
We actually tried a lot of different music there, and then ended up just like nothing was living up to the moment. And Teddy had to write a brand new cue that is just fantastic.
It's great.
Just for that moment.
One of the things I find very funny about, and it's good, to me, it's glaringly obvious, and it probably will be to you guys as well when you listen to this podcast episode, but it's fairly obvious that they're recording in different locations. I don't know if that's just me that can hear that, but the echo is different on their microphones. The tone, sound, the bass in the voice. So I think Adam, I believe, is in the studio as he normally is. I think Ben Stiller is at home. There's moments, I think at the beginning, or near the beginning of the episode when they're chatting around together. I think he might be in the studio for that part. I don't remember hearing a difference in the voice. It was only until I think they come back after the second, after the first break. When they come back after that break, I remember hearing a difference in Ben Stiller's microphone and Adam Scott's microphone. And there's also a glaring difference between Geoff Richman's microphone and the other two as well. And they all sound different. Geoff's one sounds like he's in his home, where it's very padded, very sound isolating, or maybe in another studio somewhere. It sounds like that. Adam sounds like he's in the studio still, which is, as he's always been. But yeah, then Ben Stiller's one is kind of echoey, like he's in his kitchen sort of thing. It's so funny because I can hear it and I'm like, I can't see it, so I presume they're in different rooms, but they're talking. It's also funny because the way they talk to each other as well, it's like, normally you'd be in conversation back and forth like they are in most of these episodes. Well, in this one, it's almost like they ask the question specifically to the other person because there's a lag there. They don't let the conversation just naturally happen between two people. Like it happened with the Britt Lauer episode. That one, people sort of slightly spoke over each other, and it wasn't because there was a delay. It was because they were in the same room as each other, and they would react and, bounce off of each other. And there's times when they do that in the episodes, and Adam Scott and Ben Stiller do it, but I don't believe they do it in this one that I've heard. So I'm fairly sure they're in different locations. That was just a very side tangent thing that I was listening to it, and I'm going, I've got to say it because listening to it, I can just hear it, and I'm going, this is just me. Oh, they mentioned also about one of the things I love about hearing from the editor's perspective is they also mention about grabbing reaction shots from different people. So whilst they're in a conversation, when Mark mentions about the room full of goats, you get this really good reaction shot of Zach Cherry doing like a face. I think he rolls his eyes or something they say, and then you get Britt Lauer doing a face to it as well. And apparently he had to find those two reaction shots. Apologies, by the way, if you can see a thing wiggling in the corner, it's the smelly thing. But
I just remember you really feeling very strongly that it was such a funny moment between Dylan and Helly that we had to have some reference to that in that moment. And we had to actually dig through the takes and just create a moment. We find a reaction from Dylan. We kind of rolls his eyes, where it's like, okay, fine, it wasn't actually a room with baby goats. And then a moment from Helly reacting, but it's all just in facial expressions that we just had to sort of find in the edit to create them both, Dylan reacting to that there was a baby goat room, and Helly reacting to the fact that Dylan now sees that she was telling the truth, just to tie it back to their previous conversation.
Yeah, it was funny because he had to physically go and find those two reaction shots in the footage that they had. It's fascinating just listening to it again, knowing that, well, this is the kind of stuff I kind of do naturally, and it also comes naturally to another editor as well. I don't ever get to speak to another editor, really. In fact, I don't think I've ever really spoken to another editor. I've spoken about editing to people, and I've spoken to people kind of when they've done editing before, but not to actual editors. So hearing it from an editor's perspective is fascinating. Oh, and it's also, Geoff does mention at one point that there is a certain process that you go through in your brain when you're editing something that you just kind of put with everything you do, whether it's a show, a film, and you will always come back to that same process no matter what it is. And that's what I do. No matter what I'm editing, I always start off a certain way, think a certain thing, and then try to find certain little things about what I'm working on. And it's like a methodical process of figuring out how it will you know, how it will look in the end. There are times where I like to do it if I can. I like to do, sometimes I do, it depends on how I'm feeling at the time. Sometimes I do a bit of a passover of the edit, so I'll do like a first draft of a certain scene that I've been working on, because bear in mind, when I edit my reactions, I physically re-edit the entire film. I don't know if many people realize I do that. That's why I say the thing at the beginning of film reactions where I say, oh, I call out the name of the editor because I re-edit the entire film. I don't know if people realize that I physically do that, or if they think I just say that I do. And bear in mind, when I put videos out, I try to put a new one out roughly, it used to be every week if I could. Well, at one point it was less than a week, then it became a week, and now, because I've got a lot on in personal life, just in general now, it's starting to get a little longer, and it's maybe sometimes a week and a half. But with working on this stuff, I am churning out these videos, and I'm working hard on them, and I'm getting them out quicker than a production studio would be getting films out. Because editing for a film, yes, I know they have like a bunch of footage, they have tons of footage they have to work through, they have to piece everything together. But at the same time, I'm kind of doing the same process. I am piecing together the film alongside my reaction, and then having to go back and forth and weave in and out and add different things in here and there. And it's kind of the same process, but not at the same time. And there is no specific art to what I do, because it is rehashing other people's work mixed in with my own shots, yes. But it's trying to piece them both together to still make sense. Because I could just piece together my reaction with a certain scene, and you won't get the context of what that scene was supposed to be. So I try to give context by adding certain elements in from the scene still. And hopefully it makes sense when I do that. But yeah, I also do that with Severance as well.
So then Mark, goes to Cobell's office because of, I guess, the bad behavior in the last episode. And she's giving him this lecture on accountability. And, Mark, you're starting to feel, I think, this is, to me, in a way, I feel like this episode is sort of about the radicalization of Mark S.
For sure. And feelings for Helly start coming more to the surface.
What I remember about that scene when we were editing it, Geoff, is that it was, such an intense moment. And looking at Adam's reactions, that Adam, you were so sensitive, and you're almost on the verge of tears. It's almost like a kid being yelled at.
Yeah.
By an adult, by a parent or a teacher. For me, I mean, I think we all probably have memories as a kid when something like that happened to you, and you still feel it to this day. And I felt, totally. Yeah, I thought you did such a great job with that. Because
I agree. Yeah, I mean those reaction shots were just so impactful, so intense, and I mean those reaction shots carry change the trajectory of the story. Like that is the moment. I mean, all the scenes that come after it and things that come after that, kind of you could point to like this moment as a turning point, and the reaction shots was just so strong.
Yeah, but I remember also just trying to figure out the modulation of it, because if it was a full radicalization, it would be a little soon because it's episode 6, right? So it needed to be, like you said, Ben, it needed to be like this admonishment from a parent. So by the time he gets back to the office, he yells at Irving for
exactly
what happened. So it's kind of a seesaw, for lack of a better term. He's kind of ebbing back and forth in his allegiances and his mixed feelings about this place, and isn't quite sure, but ultimately makes the decision he makes. But he's not fully in on kind of
not fully.
Yeah.
No, but I think across the episode, it starts to happen more and more.
100%.
And I really do feel that moment is so much of a metaphor for how the chain of command works somewhere. We see you getting yelled at by your boss, and then you go back and you yell at Irving. And it's so clear that, you're reacting to the humiliation that you just experienced from her, and then passing it along,
Totally.
And that always, for me, was such an illuminating moment of how that works.
You see Irving react to me, and he's kind of startled and feels terrible. And, it's interesting.
Anyway, I think that is everything from this episode. I've listened to the full thing through. Loved every second of it. It's probably my favorite episode of the podcast so far. But that's because obviously it deals with editing sides of stuff, and I just enjoy listening to that flow of things. And I also just love listening to the podcast in general because I love the show. I hope you guys enjoy listening to it with me, or listening to the bits that you heard and my thoughts on it and on the show itself. And I hope you've really enjoyed this video. Yeah, I'll send you back now to past Marty.
Anyway, guys, those are my thoughts for this episode. Let me know your thoughts down below. It still takes a long time, and I do the editing myself. It takes a long time to put these things together. And I like to try and put care into the editing of the videos and to show you guys not just anything on the screen, but try and make the story make sense within what I'm showing on the screen to what I give input onto myself. And there's a lot of back and forth and juggling what I do keep, what I don't keep. But yeah, if you do want to check out the full uncut reaction to this, you can see it over on the Patreon page or as a YouTube member as well. But I really hope to see you guys next time when we watch the very next episode, episode 7, which is called Defiant Jazz, which I love jazz, so perfect. We've got 3 more episodes of season 1, by the way. So it's Defiant Jazz, What's for Dinner, and then The We Are, which is obviously a play on the You Are. And that's 3 episodes left of the first season. And then we've got the entirety of the second season to go through as well, which I can't wait to get into. But I'm just really enjoying the journey so far. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have an amazing day, whatever you're going to be doing. Take care, stay safe, and hopefully I get to see you guys next time. Bye-bye.
If you're still here to the very end, then thank you so much, and also a huge thank you to my wonderful patrons: Roger C. Griffith, Douglas Collier, Terry V, Miggy Love, Chris Holmes, Jojo, Thomas Masters, Shoehorn1234, Res, Patrick Durr, Andrew Blount, Carlos, Marla Mize, Rob, Chandra Blair, Scott, Paul Zawicki, Randy, Kirsten, Juan Pablo Camero, JL, Maggie, Freya Alexandra, Milo, Miranda, Edna, Gina Aman, Tess Avaland, Olivia, Maria Stoicheva, Neno, Megan Janoviak, Rainy Tomo, Strawberry Tree, Kirsten Bailey, Boobly Boo, Louise Vanderhoven, Aubrey Terry, Wraithist, Heidi Steele, City D, Bumblebee, Joshua, Jesse, Rena Burra, Meet, Lolita Verbakovskia, Eli, Holly Jeffries, Alenka Hafner, HM Garth, Chloe Grover, Neb, Kyle Baker, Abby Barker, Tom Tattershall, Kristen Olds, Tillycham, Laura Hutchison, Tara M. Will Coxon, Sazzy Nation, Ferdinand Pitchard, Jim McKay, Sphere, Mel Days, Fran in the Pen, BG, Tara, Rags and Muffins, Nameless Human Being, Deb, Philippa Chapman, Emily, Panda, David Wayne Fox, Jessica Asakovich, Sue Pro, Naja in Workshop, Mike Tunnicliffe, Wolfgang Wolf, Lee, Harvey, Ankame, Aninya, Evan G, Violet Aurora, Pamela Chandler Rash, Scott Howard, Joshua, Robert Williams, Steve Webster, Amanda, Lipaz, Jamie Dodds, King, Happy Go Lucky, Caitlin, Analytical Guy, Maria Torres, Cliff Adams, Jonathan, Dirk, Annie Bonds, Crystal Appleby, Scorpius, Monica Murphy, Sebastian Saint-Ange, Varga, Leslie McKittrick, Nick Stark, Number 1 Carez, Jen, Biff McKeldin, Birgit, Stephanie Collins, Emily, Ken Duncan, Max, Helena Klitsch, Amy Quattlebaum, Ry Levi, Wayne DeFries, JJ, Mikhail Augustine Reed, Malcolm Hope, Lee Hallam, Bill Waite, Charlie Elkin, Mika Least, Jeffrey Welton, Aleidoscope, George, Ingrid, Stephanie Sexton, Jude, Bera, Robinio GD, Catherine Ellis, Vincent Pare, Sammy Fan, Eric Jansen, David K, Stephen, Edcat, MB8, Border Collie Lover 223, Caitlin, Juiced, The Gallifreyan Rebel, James, Johnny115, Tim, and Paul Hess. If you'd like to see more videos, there's some more on the screen right now. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and see you next time.